and not even the victory, breaking up the no-hitter and coming back the way they did, it feels like potentially that's one of those statement victories. That's one of those season victories that you look back on and go, oh, wow.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsulias. Today's episode is brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. With me, as usual, my co-host, Brian McKeon. Brian, this series did not turn out the way we thought it would.
No, and it had potential to feel way worse, even though they could have won 2-3. They almost got no hit. We'll talk about all of it.
Yeah. Before we get started, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast on whichever podcasting platform you prefer. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, like our videos, hit the bell so you're notified whenever our videos go up. And you can follow us on TikTok. We're at LockedOn_Yankees. Is that what it is?
Yes. And we're over 300 followers.
We did hit over 300. Wow, I didn't check today. Yes, okay. Very cool. So on today's show, we'll be previewing the pitching matchups in the Cubs series, which begins tonight in the Bronx, the last series before the All-Star break. It's Fan Mail Friday. We have a ton of questions to ask or answer from you guys. You asked a lot of questions, and I'll tell you right now, we're not going to get to all of them. So if we don't get to your question, I apologize, but we only have a certain amount of minutes we can do for the show. We can't have it go much longer than that. So if your question is not read on the show today, try again next week. But first, we have to talk about this game that was looking to be a miserable result, kind of a bummer for the last game of a good series for the Yankees, and then the last 3 innings happened.
It honestly had potential to wipe out the entire 2-3 series victory, which it still would have been if they lost this game, because they could have got no hit. And Brian Wu was throwing an absolute gem, but if they get no hit in this game and look completely lifeless throughout the game, Stacey, you reverse your entire feeling going into the Cubs series of, look, same old Yankees, they reversed themselves back. They won 2 in a row, but what does it mean? The fact that they got that victory, and not even the victory, breaking up the no-hitter and coming back the way they did, it feels like potentially that's one of those statement victories. That's one of those season victories that you look back on and go, oh, wow, that's a big one. Like, to have a comeback like that down multiple runs, the contribution, the Stanton home run was unbelievable. The contribution you got from everybody, and the fact that something's poetic about trying to come out of this streak of playing terrible and Anthony Volpe scoring the game-winning run. Something's poetic about that. The way he did too, which was an incredible swim move slide. Incredible. Everything all around though, this was a very, I don't want to say the victory was very important because they very easily could have lost this game, but the victory wound up being very important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's go through some of the stats really quickly because some of this is amazing. So that was Stanton's first pinch hit home run ever.
Oh yes, that is true. He has an all-time record of being.
He was like 7 for 50 in pinch hit appearances, no home runs. So that was a big deal. The Yankees are the first team to win a game where they had no hits and trailed by 5 or more runs through 7 innings since the Pirates did it way back on June 24th, 1977. They're the only 2 teams to have done that in the expansion era.
Well, it's unbelievably unlikely, especially again being no hit like that. I mean, what a victory, really. What a comeback.
And then it's the first time since June of 2016 when they trailed by 5 or more going into the 8th inning and won a game. In that game, in the 9th inning alone, Brian McKeon hit the game-tying home run, and Didi hit the walk-off home run to win that game against Texas in June of 2016. I don't remember
that game. Do you remember that game?
I do actually remember that. When I saw when they said what the home runs were, and I was like, oh, yeah, I do remember that because I remember the one time where I think that may have been a game where Zach Campbell was pushed out of the way for a home run in the right field bleachers, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, well, then it was a good victory all around.
Yeah. They won the season series against the Mariners 5-1 with this win, and they have a 38-16 record against the Mariners since August 26th of 2017.
They've really done a good job against Seattle. Really.
Yeah. I think the 2 big things from this game, Stanton getting the the pinch hit home run just because it pulls them to within 5-3, and you're thinking to yourself, all right, maybe they can actually do this. They're alive now. Like it was funny. They got the first 2 hits off Wu, and I thought, okay, got hits and they're not going to be no hit. Then they got the first run, and I thought, okay, good. It's not a shutout. That's how I was rationalizing throughout the game. And then as soon as Stanton hit that home run, I thought to myself, I don't know, with the way they've been playing the last few days, like it's possible that they could actually come back and win this. And you got contributions from everyone. Ben Rice contributed. Grisham, Bellinger kept his hit streak going. It's up to 15 games. And then the much maligned Volpe, who came up a couple times to do anything, and then he's on base for that last play and does that slide, which was unbelievable because at first it did look like he was out. And then when you saw the first replay, you realize, oh, he did get around the tag. Unbelievable.
Great question here for you. What's your gut tell you? The umpire actually got the call right, or he got the call so wrong, but Volpe's slide was so good he wound up being right? Because when watching that live, I thought Volpe was drilled at the plate. The ball beat him there. I thought he was easily out until I saw the close-up replay that really you could only tell Volpe safe there. The naked eye at real speed could not tell Volpe was safe. The only way you could tell he was safe was by having it slowed down and seeing it in slow-mo, and you see the swim move and you're like, oh wow, he was safe. So does your gut tell you that the umpire actually got the call right, saw it in real time that quick, or he was so wrong that he wound up actually being right?
I don't know. I think he saw it because he was really quick to like wave his hands saying safe, like the way he was looking at it. Like I think he actually saw it.
It was in classic arrogant umpire fashion that he ruled safe. Like he ruled it in a very arrogant way of like, nope, definitely safe. What? Because they do that, these umpires. When it looks like to the naked eye, everyone thinks he's easily out. They're like, nope, safe. I saw it. No one else saw it. I saw it. I think that umpires do that. I honestly believe that he was so wrong, but wound up being right because of Volpe's move. There's no way in real time you could see that he swam around the catcher's tag there because it looked like he was out, obviously. But great move out of Volpe. Don't let it take away from Volpe. Unbelievable swim dive.
Yeah, and I loved every second of it because there were people on Blue Sky who were clearly watching the game to see the Yankees lose. And when they won, I was like, I hope you all enjoyed that because I enjoyed it a lot. All right. So here we go. If you're new to the show, we do Fan Mail Friday every week. We have you ask us questions. Could be about anything, but I think everything's about baseball this week. So disappointing. I was hoping for personal questions and you guys just did baseball. I know it's a baseball show, but come on. So anyway, we start off with our Locked On Yankees insiders. They get top priority. And every week we start off with Betty. So this is Betty's question. Given Schlittler's apparent abilities and calm demeanor and acknowledging they're grooming him to be a starter, could he become a bullpen piece during this year's playoffs? P.S. Happy birthday this weekend, Brian.
Thank you, Betty. I appreciate that. I disagree. I don't think they're going to move Schlittler into the bullpen. I think he is a bred starter. They're breeding him to become a starter, and they want him to do that. There are certain guys that you don't know what they're going to be because they kind of have a hybrid role and they're coming up. Schlittler, to me, is one of those guys that they want to become a starter. You don't want to screw with that, in my opinion. So I think they're going to keep it on a one track. He is the starter. That's it. Keep it that way.
Yep.
David F. says, given his recent success, what are the team's expectations for Dominguez the remainder of the season?
Boone had very nice things to say about Dominguez. I'm not sure if it was Thursday or Wednesday, but I think they're very happy with how he's developing. They're showing more confidence in him. And I think he's meeting their expectations in most aspects.
He's seeing a lot of pitches in his leadoff at bats. And I think that's a key too. He's acting like a true leadoff hitter out there. So plus the stolen bases.
He's taking advantage of that situation.
Good. Yeah. Let him do it. He should be leading off every day, in my opinion.
This is funny. Okay. So this is from Matt F. And it says Fan Mail Friday take 2 because his first question was about DJ LeMahieu before DJ LeMahieu was DFA'd. And it was basically asking, are they going to release him anytime soon? So
yes.
Yeah. The answer is yes. But here's the second question. Strictly from a defensive perspective, how does the current infield of Goldie, Jazz, Volpe, and Peraza compare to the 2009 infield?
That's a very interesting question because you had three Hall of Fame level talents in that infield in 09, and I don't think you have it now. Robinson Cano minus the steroids is a Hall of Famer. A-Rod minus the steroids is a Hall of Famer. Jeter obviously is a Hall of Famer. Teixeira, I don't think is a Hall of Famer. I don't think he in my opinion, numbers-wise, not a Hall of Famer. Regardless, Teixeira was a Hall of Fame glove, though, at first base. No doubt in my mind. I actually will say that I think it's more athletic than the 2009 infield. Not better. And overall, player-wise, I don't think better. Because again, but A-Rod's a lot of A-Rod's name is made with his bat. Cano's name is made with his bat. Jeter was with the bat. Jeter was not an unbelievable fielder by any means. He just made every play that was put to him, so he looks like an unbelievable fielder, but he wasn't getting to balls he shouldn't get to.
He also started winning Gold Gloves as soon as A-Rod came over and started playing third base.
Yeah, very odd. Well, when A-Rod was able to get to a lot more balls too, but regardless, I would say I think this infield is more athletic than that infield. Not better overall as players. That
younger. They're a lot younger too. Like Cano was still in his 20s at that point, but
Jeter was in his 30s. A-Rod was in his 30s. Teixeira was in, I believe, 31. He was very young 30s though.
Yeah, Jeter was 35. A-Rod was 34. So, I think Teixeira, when was Teixeira born? 80? Is he 80? Like with CC? Are they the same age? I can't remember.
I don't know, but it was his free agent year, so he couldn't have been too old. That was the first year of his deal, so he couldn't have been too old. He must have been like 31 max. There's no way he was like 35 years old and they gave him a deal.
No. He was nowhere near that. No, he was definitely much younger than that. Because if Jeter was 35, then Tex would have been like 29. Right?
Yeah, so he was young.
So you have Peraza is young, Volpe is young, Jazz is young. They're all way younger than them, way more athletic. It's just when you look at the all-around everything from 09, they were incredible.
Yeah. The 09 infield's one of the best infields ever, just because it's three Hall of Fame talents on it. But when it comes to athleticism, and if you're talking about just in the field, it's this infield. This infield's a better fielding infield, in my opinion. And Eric S. asked the last question. Do you think Peraza will still be a Yankee after the trade deadline?
No.
I'm going to say yes. I think they use him as a just because Cabrera is not available to come back. If Cabrera were coming back, I think they would cut Peraza. I think they'll use him as a utility infield kind of guy. I think that he will not be the starting third baseman.
Yeah, they should, because he can play short, he could play second, he could play third. And I think if someone needs a spell, needs to sit, put him in there, it's perfectly fine. Because you get
But he will not get regular reps. They will acquire a third baseman.
Yeah. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on our videos, hit the notification so you know when our videos go up. And if you'd like to be part of next week's Fan Mail Friday, you can go to our YouTube channel's page, click on posts, and leave your question under the Fan Mail Friday post. You can ask us anything, or you can join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club, where you get top priority and your questions are answered first. The link is in our description. It isn't only for Fan Mail Friday. You get text from us with everything from lineups to roster updates, trades and signings, and you can text us questions and comments and reactions to the games. I didn't see the reaction to Thursday night's game yet. I'll see it after we're done recording this, but I'm sure it was fun. There's a 14-day free trial. Coming up next, answering more of your Fan Mail Friday questions.
Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trades, Supply House. And whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info. It helps you get the job done right. Plus, with a special complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. And if you need help with an order, Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for the trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts available on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage, and now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, you can use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. And guys, not only do we cover your team every day, but now we're giving you instant episodes after every single game. You can check out the Locked On Yankees postcast. It's hosted by Jay Berman, and it appears right here on the Locked On Yankees podcast feed, as well as streaming on our YouTube channel. Get rapid reaction to all the biggest moments with the Locked On Yankees postcast. Stacey, we continue with Denise for Fan Mail Friday. She says, great show on Thursday. I enjoyed and agreed with your analysis about DJ and how it showed some rare accountability from the Yankee front office. What do you think it will take for them to do something about Volpe? He has the most errors, 11, of any shortstop in the AL. He's not hitting, and while he's known to be fast in the bases, he's been caught stealing 7 times out of 17 attempts. There's a big focus on getting a new third baseman, but meanwhile, Peraza only has 2 errors in 38 games he's played at third base, which is a much lower percentage than Volpe's 11 errors out of 91 games played at shortstop. How much time will they give Volpe to be the player that they need him to be?
It's almost 3 full seasons. They're just going to keep giving him. They're not going to do anything about Volpe. Like, they're not going to get rid
They
of
committed
him.
themselves way too much to Anthony Volpe. They're not going to make any drastic moves. And Cashman confirmed that pretty much too in his press conference where he said, Volpe's my guy. I believe in him. Volpe's also, he's made the errors too and mistakes for sure. We've also credited he is young, but also, Stacey, they're not going to make any rash decisions on a young player like this at this point, especially with what he's shown. Has he struggled at times? Yeah. He also has a 20-plus home run season. So you have to, and a Gold Glove. You have to let a player like that kind of develop in his own and grow into his mid-20s. And if he still can't play, he still can't play. But they're not making drastic decisions on him anytime soon.
Next question is from a new insider named Wendy from Kentucky. First of all, thank you, Stacey and Brian, for bringing all the good you bring to the show. I love it and listen daily. Well, thank you for that. My question, I actually have 2. What do you both think are the team's biggest strengths and weaknesses, or what do you think their biggest strengths and weaknesses were at the beginning of the season as compared to today? Question number 2 is, what is both of your favorite parts about being Yankee fans? Thanks again, Wendy Wonder from Kentucky.
That's a good question, the first one, compared to the start. I think the start of the season, their biggest weakness was the back end of their rotation, and I actually think that wound has gotten bigger. I think it was a paper cut on opening day, and now it's a gash because their back end of the rotation has gotten worse. Marcus Stroman's now their number 4 instead of being their number 5 or 6 prior. So definitely their weakness has gotten weaker now. So I guess I'd call it that. Their biggest problem got worse. My favorite part about being a Yankee fan are playoff games. The atmosphere in the stadium during October is my favorite part. Andrew F says, how do you like trading for Zach Neto, but giving up Lombard, Jones, and Will Warren, then trade Volpe for arms?
No.
That's what the question says. No chance. No chance, dude.
No.
From all indications, too, just so you guys know, because we really haven't done a lot of trade deadline deep dive yet, it looks like they claimed no one's untouchable, but there are guys they don't want to move. From all accounts, Lombard Jr. is untouchable.
Yeah.
They are not moving him under any circumstance. From what Michael Kay reported on his show earlier on Thursday, the only trade right now that they would, and there's not a rumor that this is a trade, but it would be if the Guardians approach them with Jose Ramirez. Then they would say, okay, maybe Lombard for Jose Ramirez, because that would be a key addition to add a third baseman there, but they're not moving Lombard.
All right, well, we're moving on to YouTube, and our first question from YouTube is from Ambitious Monk. Follow up to Brian's response to my question last week. If I were GM for a day, I'd trade Volpe this year to get a solid third baseman. Peraza is solid defense first shortstop, or Peraza is solid defense first shortstop. Who the shortstop will be next year is this offseason's problem, and I'd rather have Peraza over Mr. 150 plus left on base. We have a window that's closing fast. Anyway, for my real question, trading from a position of strength, the outfield, who can we get for Trent Grisham? We kind of need a starter now more than ever, unless Winans or Schlittler becomes the second coming of Aaron Small. Thank you, and more power.
I would say this. I think you're focusing on Volpe's struggles as a reason to replace him with Peraza. Peraza hasn't been good either, though. Peraza's been significantly worse than Volpe at the plate this year. And that's not just coming from less appearances. All of the analytical metrics show that Peraza is completely lost at the plate right now. So I think if you replace Volpe with Peraza right now, you might be getting worse at shortstop. So I don't think that really helps. Also, I don't think right now you can trade Volpe for a solid third baseman because Volpe's value is at the lowest it's been in his career right now.
Right.
So you're not getting any solid return for Volpe. I'll tell you for sure, they're not moving on from Volpe. They're not considering it. They're not thinking about it. They're not trading Volpe. Volpe will be the starter August, September, October. At bare minimum, the rest of the season, Volpe will be the starting shortstop. There's no chance. Plus, you're not going to put Peraza there and lose him in the offseason for nothing when he hits free agency. That's no way that's going to happen. And what did you say? Trent Grisham. There's also no way they trade Trent Grisham. They love themselves some Trent Grisham. They're not trading Trent Grisham. Philip Rezak Jr. I always screw that name up. 1015 says, "Hello, Stacey and Brian. My question pertains to the brand of baseball the Yankees play nowadays. Watching Dominguez flourish as, in my honest opinion, a traditional leadoff hitter with his speed and hitting up for average made me wonder this. Do thriving players trump the brand of baseball the Yankees try to play? Hitting in front of Judge or Bellinger, Dominguez only really needs to be a pest, get on base, and run hard. Any RBIs he drives in or home runs hit strike me as a bonus. Interesting to hear your thoughts, and thank you in advance. Let's go Yankees. P.S. If only there was a fast infielder who focused on hitting for average and stealing bases that we could put at the bottom of the lineup like a shortstop."
Man, Volpe is getting
killed by the Yankee fan base. Yeah,
killed in this episode. That's interesting. Like, do they trump the brand of baseball that the Yankees are trying to play?
I don't think it's the Yankee brand of baseball they're trying to play. Every team plays like this now. They all want their leadoff hitters to hit home runs. That's how the game is played now. So I don't think it's a Yankee brand necessarily. I don't think it's fair to attach that brand of baseball to the Yankee name. It's how the whole league plays now.
Next question is from Craig M6474. What do you think they should do with Spencer Jones? It's great that he's having an amazing season so far in the minors, but if he's called up, where does he play? Is there a trade out there with him in it that makes sense, or is he more likely in their 2026 plans? Yeah, he's not coming up in 2025. We've talked about this. Unless something catastrophic happens to the Yankees outfield, there's no way Spencer Jones comes up to play in 2025.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. To me, it's the strikeout rate. He's striking out like 32% of the time. They're not if that's his number in AAA, Stacey, he's going to strike out like 50% of the time in the major leagues. They're not going to let that happen. I do want to ask you this before we hit the break, because this has been a topic of conversation. They're linked a lot to trading for Gallen and Suarez out of Arizona. If it was Jones for Gallen and Suarez, do you do it?
Yes.
Interesting. Gallen's in the last year of his deal. Yeah, so he can walk. So There is that little, you're giving up one of your top tier prospects for not much on the other end. So it's a thoughtful one, but you were very confident in your answer, so it's intriguing to me.
For once, I'm not usually confident in my answers, but for that one, I was like, guess. I don't know.
I like it.
Coming up, we have more Fan Mail Friday questions from our YouTube viewers. We also have a quick preview of the pitching matchups in the Yankees-Cubs series, which begins tonight in the Bronx. Next.
Have you ever decided last minute to head to a ball game with friends or family? Maybe it's game day and you suddenly realize that you want to be in the stands. And that's exactly where Gametime comes in. It's the easiest way to grab the last minute ticket deals without all the stress. With the money you save on tickets, you can now splurge on food, drinks, merch, or even invite a bigger group to the game to come with you. Gametime makes all that possible. Gametime makes buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch, and they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying tickets. Gametime is the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB, making it easy to browse the app for Yankees versus Cubbies tickets this weekend at the stadium. And Gametime has last-minute ticket deals and zone deals that all include a big saving. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app today, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. So Stacey will close out the week with the last YouTube questions we have for Fan Mail Friday. Midnight Token Floyd asks, if the Yankees continue to slide and with the injuries we have had, and then let's say the swoon versus the Mariners and Cubs, would you consider breaking up this team with trades of Bellinger, who's an older player and probably not coming back after this year? I don't know who said that, but And Devin Williams, so they probably try and re-sign in free agency, but with these trades, maybe they can rebuild somewhat of a flawed roster and minor league system and reload in 2026 with Cole, who probably returns in August of next year if all goes well. And Heelan Rodon, who's been good for a second straight year this year. This question is all over the place. Tackle it the best you will.
Well, okay. This was written 2 days prior, so Tuesday. And the Yankees were coming off a win against the Mets, but they didn't look so great in the last, how many weeks before that. But they've gone on a bit of a roll here now that they've won 4 games in a row. And it seems like that question was like the doom or gloom kind of question for a team that was looking horrible. And now they're like going in a better direction these last few games. So I don't know. This all seems...
Let's help fix things for him. I wouldn't call Bellinger an aging player because he's 29.
Right.
So I think Cody Bellinger, and I think there's a very, very good chance the Yankees try to re-sign Cody Bellinger. A very good chance they try to re-sign Cody Bellinger.
Yeah.
There's no I wouldn't say he's probably not coming back.
Yeah, but there's no reason to rebuild.
You don't rebuild when Garrett Cole and Aaron Judge are in their primes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Also, to say that they're lucky if Garrett Cole gets back in August of 2026. No, he's going to be back by opening day, they say. He got the surgery in spring training of this year, and he's already throwing, so he should be back by opening day. And the minor league system is not flawed. They have a pretty good minor league system. We go over it every week on minors. Well, I guess Tuesday now we call it, but they don't have. I wouldn't call their minor league system flawed. Would you? They have a couple of top tier prospects. They're not a flawed minor league system by any means. I wouldn't say.
The next question you already asked me.
Oh wow! I didn't even see that.
The exact question that you already asked me. So, all right, Casey Cotreau actually asked if there was an offer to trade Spencer Jones to the Diamondbacks for Zach Gallen and Eugenio Suarez, would you guys make the trade? I already answered this.
Casey, great minds think alike. If they could get Zach Gallen and Eugenio Suarez for Spencer Jones, I do think you do that. I think it's a tough one though, because they're both on expiring contracts. So I don't know if that's a lot to give up for 2 expiring contracts, but it might take that because the Diamondbacks know you're desperate. That's going to be a tough one. I think you do it, though. And then Griffin 233 asks, which Yankee player that was on the team last year and has since signed with another club do you think this team could use the most right now? And he prefaces it by saying Juan Soto doesn't count. No, Juan Soto's the big one, though.
I'm thinking of...
Yeah, who else is there to use, really? The big loss they had last year was Soto.
Yeah, but there are other players that they could possibly still be used. Does he mean Tommy Kahnle? Maybe they still need Tommy Kahnle.
Kahnle's having a great year. Kahnle's having a great year.
I'd rather have Jazz in his natural position at second than have him at third with Gleyber at second right now. So
yeah, I think Gleyber Jazz overall too. I think is a better player than Gleyber. So I think you're getting the better of that. But yeah, Gleyber's a good one. I would say Tommy Kahnle though. He's having a tremendous year.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Kahnle, because bullpen, they need bullpen help still. There's some, it's really, the one guy I'm worried about is Loaizaga a little bit there.
It's true.
The other guys are turning things around. We're putting in there that, Hartlieb and, poor Beater and guys like that, where you're just like, all right, you didn't really expect these guys to be in the bullpen, but the main bullpen guys are, Weaver seems to be coming out of his issues that he was having. Maybe he's healthier. I think he came back too soon. I think that's what the issue was. And I think he looked a lot better in his last outing. And Devin Williams has been great. There was one blip in the last month and a half. So I think Tommy Kahnle would be the answer.
So Yankees Cubs over the weekend, as we go through the matchups really quickly. On Friday night, it'll be a yes game. All these games are yes games. 7:05 p.m. It'll be Rodon versus Chris Flexen. Chris Flexen is an opener for the Cubs, so he's not a starter. He has a .83 ERA this year, though. So he's had a great year, but he'll be an opener. He'll go up against Rodon, who's still looking for his 10th win. He's 9-6 with a 3.30 ERA. He's been excellent for the Yankees all year.
Yeah, him and Fried were both going for their 10th wins, and Fried got his 10th and now his 11th.
Yeah,
and poor Rodon. They weren't all his fault either that he hasn't made it to 10.
No, not remotely.
Yeah.
Saturday it'll be a 105 start. It'll be Max Fried versus Matthew Boyd. Boyd is 9-3 with a 2.52 ERA. He's been excellent. Fried is 11-2 with a 2.27. He's also been great. This will be a great pitching matchup between these two.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that Yankees Cubs wasn't going to be some sort of Fox or ESPN game, but I'm very relieved. Thank you, schedule makers. I appreciate it.
In Wrigley, it would have been.
Yeah. Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
And then on Sunday's game, which is their last game before the All-Star break, it's a 135 start. You'll get Will Warren, who's 6-4 with a 4.70, but crazy strikeout numbers in 90 innings, 111 strikeouts. He'll go up against Shoto Imanaga. He's 5-3 with a 2.80 ERA. He's been great for the Cubs all year with them. And then the Yankees will some of the players will head to Atlanta for the Home Run Derby, which, by the way, Jazz Chisholm Jr. will be participating in. They announced it during the game. So the Home Run Derby will be Monday. The All-Star game will be Tuesday. And following that series, the Yankees will stay in Atlanta and play the Braves. So a little cool thing right there that they'll stay there and play them for the All-Star game, which is already next week. Crazy to think about.
Yeah, season's going by really quickly.
Yeah, but this Cubs series, don't look past it. It's important.
Yes.
A really good team you're playing.
You know, for the Yankees, Thursday was a tremendous comeback. It's now 4 wins in a row. They're going on a bit of a roll during a time where we thought they wouldn't. So hopefully they can keep this up.
They did this last year. They got hot before that series and before the All-Star break, and then they flopped in that last series. So don't let in. Don't think you're going on vacation and gonna just get swept by the Cubs. Play this series hard. Go into the break with a really good mindset.
All right, well, thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. You get local analysis on a national scale. You can find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. So that's going to do it for this edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gotsulias.
And I'm Brian McKeon. We'll see you guys on Monday.